Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. I have Peter S. Velardi, CEO, ReferMe IQ, on the show with me today. Peter, welcome back to the show.
Hey, great to be back. Enjoyed the first time, and we'll have some fun today.
Absolutely. All right, now, what are the best benefits businesses are finding from referral marketing?
Yeah, I'm sure you know because you run a great business, but most businesses, in fact, all businesses really want to build that referral-based business, right? And for good reason. And most businesses truly understand that referrals convert 400% faster and deeper than any other lead source. And so it just makes a lot of sense at way lower cost, way lower organizational friction. And from a consumer perspective, businesses know that this is the number one way that consumers want to be introduced to a business is through a friend or a colleague. And we also know that 83% of consumers would actually refer if asked. So I think that people won't do that. In fact, they would, but they need to be asked in ways that consumers prefer. So to your point, businesses really want to build a referral-based business, and for good reason.
I can attest that all those numbers are absolutely 100% correct. If not, you're a little understating them from my personal results. I want to commend you on building a brilliant company, but let me move on. Why don't many do as well as they would like?
Yeah, it's actually a little sad because there's a huge missed opportunity, but less than 12% of businesses, Michael, have some type of to ask consistently and to do it again in ways that consumers prefer. And this is sort of ironic, right? Because you have this world where 83% of consumers would refer others. We have this world where consumers want to be introduced to a business like yours and others. But sadly, less than 29% even get asked for referrals at a point in time. And it's a huge missed opportunity to leverage the investment we all make in building these great business relationships. And so if you think about your connections and your contacts and the great clients you serve with your great business, let's say you have 300 clients or customers and they know 300 people in their network, that's 90,000 people that could use the help of whatever that business provides as their value proposition. There's 90,000 people out there that we could become introduced to as businesses. We just need the mechanism to make that happen. And if we're not doing that, then other businesses are, and we're not going to gain the market share that we want.
Talk to me about the challenges that these businesses are facing that you've been able to come up with a solution for.
Yeah, and it's, I guess from my perspective, if it were easy, everybody would do it because there's a tremendous amount of bright, successful people running businesses today. But the number one challenge by far is that most businesses don't have a system to ask consistently in ways that consumers prefer. In fact, less than 11% of businesses say in studies that they have a system to do that. And again, that's a shame. And so that's probably the number one reason right up there. And kind of the umbrella over all of it is simply human nature, right? It's hard. People often don't have the right mindset about why, how, and kind of the what behind referrals. Some don't have the emotional competence to get the courage up in the moment to ask. And if they do, often they lack the skills that they need to do it. And so it often feels like this awkward exchange, which nobody really wants.
Exactly. Let's talk about those solutions now.
Yeah, so solution-wise, if you say, okay, well, what do you do to fix that? You have all these businesses that want to build referral-based businesses. That's our passion. That's becoming, I know, your passion as well. And so what needs to happen for that to occur? And the answer is businesses need a system. They need to look at the behaviors that need to occur and find a way to automate those actions and behaviors so we almost do it, despite how we feel, whether we have the time to do it, whether we have the skill to do it, whether we have the courage in a given moment to do it. We almost have to find a way to bypass human nature through a system that automates behaviors. And you may say, well, what are the behaviors that have to happen? And there's only 5, but they're not easy, as we've talked about, right? The first is that we've got to get these relationships that want to refer. We need to find a way to ask them consistently. The second is we have to somehow motivate or incent them to refer others give them a reason why. There's a radio station other than yours that people listen to. It's called WIIFM, and that's What's in It for Me. And so what people are thinking is that, gosh, yeah, I want to refer, but I might be taking a little bit of risk. You need to give them a reason. A reason could be a financial incentive. It could be a non-monetary incentive, like help somebody you care about or change a life. But we need to give them a reason. The third is if we do those two things consistently, that's half the battle. But then now we've got to make it super easy for our relationships, once they refer somebody, to introduce you and recommend you, where things sometimes get pretty awkward, right? People say, you think you're going to run into somebody, and could you tell them something about me and say nice things, or here's an email template to send out. So, but that has to happen so that when contact is made, that it doesn't feel like a cold call or even a warm call. It feels like they're requesting contact from us. And then once you do that, we then fourth have to get the referral interested in us as a business so that contact is made, that allows that conversion of that 400%. And then the ideal scenario is that businesses can find a way to automate those four things and have it happen consistently and out of sight, out thing happens, and that this actionable path gets created where we're not chasing the referral, they're actually chasing the business because they're so interested in the business because of the handoff of that trust from a colleague, from a relationship, a human contact, and that person knows about the business and they're interested, so that the last thing happens is there's this actionable path that gets created so that the referral requests contact from the company in the way they prefer, whether it's text, email, et cetera, and at a time that they prefer. That's key. And so what we're really trying to do is change that game completely so that that's the outcome by having an automated system.
It does. I like the set it and forget it process.
Great, yeah, and really what we do at ReferMe IQ is we automate all 5 of those behaviors. So what we did is we said, hey, if we're going to get this right, if we're going to give a business a tool they can take off the shelf and that we make easy, what would we build? And so logic says you would build a system that automates the 5 key behaviors that have to happen. And so we've done that. And what we've done, as you know, is we've made it so that it's completely set and forget. So once you set the system up, behind the scenes, all of this happens. And so, we have people that call us. We had somebody that called us last week and said, I got to tell you a quick story. I just closed a $28,000 software deal from a referral from your system that I had totally forgotten all about. And it was running behind the scenes, and my client called me up and said, this and that, and I got the lead in, and I called them that week and made the sale this week, and I had completely forgotten about your system. And so that's what we love to hear, because that's our passion. And at the end of the day, any tool or system only works if it's super easy for everybody. So we've tried to make this very easy to set up, very easy to operate, set and forget. And we've made it easy for people to refer other people and easy for those referrals to get interested in your business and request contact with you. So that's kind of the magic, is this easy, off-the-shelf, automated system that replicates effective referral system properly to kind of bypass human nature so that what should be happening all the time actually happens.
I can attest to that. The first week, I got well over 20 referrals from using your system. And they weren't just somebody wanting to do business with me. They were somebody that could actually take my business and grow it by leaps and bounds, because I'd just forgotten that they were in my database and I'd lost contact with the day-to-day doing business. You've actually helped me enhance the relationships that I've already set in place, but now those players, the decision makers that are coming to me because of using your services, have helped me move my business to a whole new level. I really want to thank you for coming up with a brilliant idea.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for what you're doing with the system. And you're the perfect client for us, because you've worked so hard with all your success to build all these relationships over the years. And so it's just an issue of how can you continuously add value to them. And one of the ways you're adding value to them is by sharing great content with them, but also asking them to help another human, which everybody wants to do. And so you're perfect for this, because you've built such a tremendous relationship based because of all the value you've added to them in the past. Now it's an issue of giving them an opportunity to change another life or help a business or help somebody else. And so you giving them the opportunity to do that is, we're in the holiday season, maybe one of the greatest gifts.
Thank you so much. And I want to make a special emphasis on this. You mentioned some numbers. If you have 300 contacts and they know 300 contacts, you've got 90,000 new potential clients, relationships that you can develop, and then it grows from there. You don't really realize how true those numbers are, how that math really works out until you test it out with your system. And I'm a testimonial for you. I'm going to tell you right now, I've never seen anything work as smooth and as easy, not just from the automation that you put in place, but from the human aspect of it. You have a person there that works with me named Susan, and I'm telling you, that is the easiest person I have ever worked with in any venture like I'm doing with you. She is amazing, and I can't say enough about her.
Well, that's nice. You're going to say she is an MVP. And one of the things that was important to us to do is there's all this software out there, as you know, that you've got to deal with multiple online channels to talk to somebody. And often it's very difficult. So it was very important to us, because this is a human topic, to put a human touch on this. So we have at a number of points along the process of working with us, we want to make it easy, we want to make it transparent, and we want to make sure that you have access to a human that can actually help you set this up. But also, as you work with your system, we go out of our way to make sure that we share best practices, because we continuously learn from our users as well, and we improve our technology and we improve our experience. But she's fantastic, and I'm glad that you've had a chance to work with her.
Oh, absolutely. Peter, thanks for being a guest on today's show. I look forward to conversations with you as we go into the new season.
Hey, thank you very much for the opportunity again to be here, and happy holidays to you and all your listeners.
You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.